I was admittedly a little skeptical when I heard that Beyonce was doing a country album. I acknowledge her greatness. I respect her greatness. She is one of the greatest artists of this or any other era. But she's a capitalist. She is a capitalist. She is all about that fucking dollar. Yes, she's all for black girl pride and power. But she want to make that money. And I was like, oh, is this country album just like a cash ploy? Is this just like a ploy to get more cash, to get more streams? And I listened to it and I was like, no, it's not. It's really fucking good. This is a really fucking good album. And I was like, am I like qualified to do this? I gotta talk about this shit. I've got to talk about this shit. This is so good. Beyonce is a megastar. Beyonce is untouchable. She's in a rarefied air of her own. But it wasn't always like that. She's always been like a big act, but recently, very recently, is when she like launched into the stratosphere. Like shit didn't shift, in my opinion, until she surprise dropped an entire album out of nowhere. That album, and then Lemonade after it, Beychella and the Super Bowl performances. Also, that documentary helped her a lot. That Netflix documentary, it helped her like increase her myth. She understands how important it is to be unreachable, to be famous, to be a celebrity. You gotta be different. And her like persona and her air of mystique, it makes everything she does seem like an event. Beyonce's on a completely different level than anyone right now. And this country album really proves that she deserves to be up there. American Requiem. This is how you open an album. This song plants a fucking flag in the ground saying that this is a country album, bitch. Blackbird. Beyonce covering one of my favorite Beatles songs, probably my favorite Beatles song actually, and slapping like $10 million of production on top of it. And it was because of this cover that I learned what the original song was actually about. I didn't know the whole story about Paul McCartney dedicating this song to the black women fighting for civil rights in the South back in the 60s. I didn't know that until this song came out. I didn't know Blackbird meant black women. And like that's how deep this album is. 16 Carriages. A big sweeping country anthem, just epic, just feels like heartbreak and just the fucking homestead. It feels like fucking not John Wayne. Protector, very sweet song, very beautiful. A little saccharine and sentimental for my tastes, but it's objectively an amazing song. My Rose. Beyonce is really the queen of the multi-part harmony. I don't think there's anyone out there doing it like her. Just putting together just choruses of voices. Smoke Hour with Willie Nelson. An interlude. Texas Hold'em. Like the songs I don't like on this album, you can't fuck with the execution. They're definitely good. They're all good. This song is genuinely beautifully executed, and I couldn't even like imagine the amount of production that went into getting it to sound this good. But it's not for me. Bodyguard. I like this song a lot. It's a little more on the country western side. There's some rock and roll in it, right? But it is pop music. The Sunshine bubblegum pop songs, they're fun. When she dips into that sad, dark, sexual bag, shit goes crazy. I love it. Dolly P. Man, I love Dolly Parton. I really do. Dolly Parton is great. Jolene. This is a pretty fucking ballsy thing to do. For her to cover one of the most iconic country songs, that's pretty fucking daring. And she knocks it out of the fucking park. She really does. To not only cover one of the most iconic country songs of all time, but to change the lyrics and overall energy of that song to match like more contemporary times, that's pretty fucking daring. It's pretty fucking daring, and she knocks it out of the fucking park. Daughter. Beyonce is doing opera. Beyonce out here doing opera. She's doing opera. and pulling that shit off. She's pulling that shit off. And people who know their shit are saying that she's pulling that shit off. Spaghetti. I usually like Beyonce's rapping, but on this one it didn't hit for me that well. Alligator tears. She really like reached back and tapped into something, you know. She tapped into something from her ancestors, dog. Like she did something. Smoke Hour with Willie Nelson. Part 2. A skit just for fun. You see, it's starting to get a little repetitive. I'm just saying that shit is good over and over again. But this song's good. 2 Most Wanted. How do you even say the title? Anyway, fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. I fucking love this song. I love it. Hannah Montana did not come to fucking play. She went crazy. They both went crazy. Love this song, man. And it's simple. It's just a good old-fashioned country song. Country rock, man. I'm fucking, gets me amped up to listen to it. Levi Jeans. I despise Post Malone. I hate his little rebrand where he went from White Iverson to being a fucking country boy. He just wears denim and drinks Bud Light after having fucking cornrows for like 6 years. Flamenco. Beautiful, beautiful guitar song. The Linda Martell Show. Beyonce is so fucking smart. This album, it seems so loose and wild and free, but there's clearly a mission, just like looking at black history and black women and the constraints of genre and the freedom of genre. You know, what it means to work inside of a box and also be inside of a box. To include Linda Martell. She's doing fucking like rocket science while we're playing Connect 4. She's on a whole different planet. Yeah. Not for me. It's not for me. But I respect it. Oh, Louisiana. I don't know why she put this on the album, but it feels like there's some deeper meaning behind it that I'm not seeing. Desert Eagle. This song is such an interesting divergence from the rest of the album. The aesthetic is very unified and cohesive, and then there's just one strange outlier. This weird, funky, bass heavy ass song. Is that Thundercat, by the way? There's probably some deeper meaning, of course. There's definitely a deeper meaning. It's fucking Beyonce. Of course, there's like some bigger reason for this shit. Bounce on that shit, no hands. Bounce on that shit daily. Bounce on that shit, no hands. Bounce on that shit daily. I like this song a lot. This might be my favorite song. It's so fucking fun. The guitar. I love the guitar so much. I love that guitar. I just love that guitar. I want to talk about other parts of the song, but I love that guitar so fucking much. Two Hands to Heaven. The song is really good. The song is good. But the transition from Riverdance into this song, Tyrant. I don't know if hi-hats and 808s go well with country music, you know? Sweet Honey Buckin'. A fun song, a very fun song. And it introduced me to this Shabuzi guy. It's really cool of Beyonce to use her platform and her status to shine a light on up-and-coming artists on this album. It looks back at the past of country with Dolly Parton and Willie Nelson and Linda Martell, and it's present with Miley Cyrus and Post Malone, and it shines a light on its future with guys like Shabuzi. Amen. I like when artists end their albums. Beyonce begins her album and she ends her album. Albums are stories. They're not just a bunch of songs slapped together. They are stories with arcs, characters, themes. End your fucking albums. Country music is having sort of a renaissance. Chris Stapleton, Casey Musgraves, and now Beyonce. And it doesn't feel like it's exploitative or she's trying to jump on a wave. It genuinely feels like she has an affinity and an affection for the genre of country music. And this album's quality shows that she genuinely has a real respect for the genre and the history of the genre. Beyonce took this shit seriously and she made an album. This is not a collection of singles. This is an album. It's a pretty fucking big album, but it does not feel weighed down or overstuffed. Every single song serves the overarching theme or message of looking at genre, looking at history. It's a good album. I don't know what else to say. I really don't know what else to say. I don't know why it's so hard for everyone to like be like Beyonce. Yeehaw. I forgot to talk about my little hat. Look at my little hat. Look at my little hat, little cowboy hat.
Track